Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, but now let's talk about Vechain. This is a really exciting update. Of course, I will talk about as to why that's the case, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If we're looking at the entire market, today is Friday, and usually Fridays are, the most exciting days of the week, and you can see the market is pumping like madness, especially altcoins. Cardano finally had that massive breakout. You guys can see up 17.5%, which we discussed in my update literally last night. But we're going to be focusing on Vechain right now, so let's waste no more time and talk about why this update is so crucial. So, if we're looking at the price of Vechain right now, 2.66 cents. We're up 5.7% over the past 24 hours in USD comparative. It's also up 5.8% in Bitcoin comparative over the past 24 hours. But what I want you guys to be focusing on is that the market valuation for Vechain, we're approaching that $2 billion mark. When was the last time we remember Vechain actually at a $2 billion market valuation? It seems to be like forever at this point. And, this is huge. This is huge, and of course, Bitcoin dominance pulling down. You guys can see this is causing a lot of altcoins to actually pick up right now and outpace BTC, and that's exactly what we're seeing happening right now as we speak. So we're going to be talking about targets, what we could be expecting, but before we do that, look at the 24-hour trading volume. It's at currently 70 million, and yes, we are in the start of an altcoin season. I would say we're already in an altcoin season, but some people are going to argue no. But honestly, no, we are in an altcoin season, because if we're looking at it on the monthly time frame, guys, look at that. Look at that. This is the top 100 coins across the board, massive gains. And on the yearly time frame as well, things are looking quite great. And yes, we are in a altcoin season right now. But before we get into the analysis, as always, just a quick disclaimer. Anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So Vechain has finally done it. You guys know, I spoke about this. Remember, I was talking about that 2.66 cents is going to be that next level that I'm looking at, and it's really important level for Vechain. And when I was making a video around this, guys, it was around this 2.1 cents mark. When I was talking about that, there were literally comments. I'm sure if you guys go back down to a couple of my old videos, you'll find these comments. People were saying, oh, you got to be kidding me, Vechain at 2.6 cents, yeah, keep dreaming. And I'm sure those guys are the ones that are speechless at this point. But again, some people are going to win and some people are going to lose. Not everyone is going to be on the train. Some people do get left behind. So speaking about Vechain, let's go back down memory lane. September 12th, it was at 1.5 cents. And around here, the Vechain uncertainty was pretty much at its all-time high, and anyone that was picking up the bloodbath, so imagine if you picked it up around roughly 1.5 cents, you're up right now 87%. Yep, you got that right. So Vechain definitely making some massive strides, and this right here is a huge target. So give yourself a pat on the back if you pretty much held throughout the last few months, because last few months for Vechain have been quite bearish, and a lot of uncertainty, a lot of people talking negative, spreading FUD. But as far as the project is concerned, if you really educate yourself, Vechain is thriving. We're seeing big organizations that we hear from our day-to-day interaction in the real world using the Vechain Thor blockchain, and people don't realize that. People just look at the native token and see how that's performing. Come on, guys, we're literally in a bear market. We need to remember that factor. But this is massive. The reason as to why this is massive is because now we're holding at the support line. We did make our way up to this 2.7 cents resistance, but we got stopped out at there. But we're seeing that previous resistance actually playing as a level of support, which is great to see. And if the price of Vechain is actually hold above here and close the daily on the support line, above the support line, I'm expecting we are going to start retesting that 2.8 cents mark, which is the price prior to the FTX collapse. And if this is able to clear off to new yearly highs, we've seen the likes of Cardano do something similar, and I think Vechain is really next, because guys, Vechain has been overlooked because there's so many other projects that are pumping. People tend to overlook, and this is why I've always said, if you hold Vechain or any other project that's not pumping right now, that does not mean it's not going to have its time or it's not a good project. If you've done your due diligence and research and have invested what you can afford to lose, then patience is your number one key to follow. And also diversification is key, because some projects have times before one another. So look at it. For example, we saw Solana have a huge rally, and now we're seeing, if you're looking at it on the daily time frame, ADA outpacing Solana. So you guys can get the perspective as to what is going on. Some altcoins go before one another, but Vechain, I'm very, very optimistic. I think this is by far the shocker that's going to cause a lot of people to really think once again, because look what's Vechain doing as a project itself. Fundamentals, forget about the charts for once. Let's talk about the fundamentals, what they're developing. And I'm sure the people that actually hold the project itself know how much they are succeeding in terms of the blockchain industry and trying to bring mass adoption to the crypto space. So if we're able to actually hold above here, I'm expecting that we will start heading towards new yearly highs. And if we need to head towards new yearly highs, that's a move of about roughly another 27.3%. and guys, what's after the 27.3%? That's the resistance that I've spoke about countless of times, and that's the resistance which we need to break out. Once we break out of this resistance, this is where excitement will once again flow into Vechain. That's a 27.3% move. A few months ago, that was a 50-60% move. So you can see Vechain is climbing up surely. And of course, that is to Bitcoin momentum. Speaking about BTC, Bitcoin at his trading in the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level. It's having a battle at this resistance, but I am expecting this to hold. But we are approaching the weekend. On the weekends, we do tend to see manipulation across the board, but this has caused the dominance index to fall down, which is causing altcoins to literally start ripping. We're seeing literally altcoins throughout the board that are making some moves right now. So very, very exciting times ahead, especially for the people that actually picked up the bloodbath over the past few months. I did a poll on my channel literally 24 hours ago, and I spoke about who missed out, and you'd be surprised how many people actually missed out. People thought the Q4 is also going to be bearish, which again is quite interesting to see, but history definitely repeated itself, and this is extremely exciting. But right now, surprisingly, even though we're seeing Vechain up about 80% since September, almost 90%, surprisingly, Vechain is still in a bear market cycle. We haven't broken out of the bear market cycle. We break out of the bear market cycle once we break out of this resistance, which I've continuously spoke about at that 3.38 cents, so almost 3.4 cents. So that's where my eyes are on. Let me know down below what you guys think. Where could you see the price of Vechain going before the end of this year? Where will you see Vechain trading at on December 31st of 2023, which is literally 2.5 weeks away from now on? So let me know down below. Thank you so much for all your support, each and every one of you guys, especially the OGs that have been here from the get-go. Love you all. See you tomorrow in Crypto ZX, and peace out.